Our group research attempted to answer the question, what explains vote switching between European and general elections? Vote switching is when individuals vote for different parties in different elections. Very little research has been undertaken since the rise of nationalist voting at the 2014 European election and the 2015 British general election, making this topic both current and of utmost importance within the current political climate. We thought that the recent hysteria surrounding immigration and Euroscepticism would have been a major reason people switched their vote, and that this deserved to be looked into. The literature suggests that vote switching can be influenced by many of the following factors. Second order theory. This is when individuals consider European and local elections to be less important than general elections, so they vote for parties who they don't consider capable of running a country, but take their fancy. Second order theory relies on good party supply. If there aren't enough parties to choose from, you can't vote switch. Surge and decline theory, or issue voting. This suggests that voters vote in accordance to their feelings on political issues prominent at the time. For example, immigration, climate change, or the NHS. Electoral systems theory. This posits that people vote for smaller parties in the European elections because they use proportional representation, whereas general elections in the UK use first past the post. This means voters feel their vote is wasted unless they vote for one of the main parties, usually the Conservatives or Labour. Another factor potentially answering our question could be Euroscepticism. This is very relevant given the forthcoming European referendum. In the 2014 European election, UKIP proved to be the most popular party, as British people feel immigration to be one of the biggest threats to the UK. However, the Conservatives still won the 2015 general election. Dual chambers theory. The idea that voters simply feel some parties are more suitable in certain areas of politics. The Conservatives may be better suited to run the country, the Lib Dems may have better policies on Europe. It's all about individual choice. Additionally, some scholars argue that voters assess the performance of the incumbent government in European elections. We tested these hypotheses, as well as investigating some of our own, like employment, education, and gender. For our research, we opted to use online surveys and field questionnaires. The online survey was used to boost our response rate and enrich our data. Our sample design included posting the survey on Facebook pages and relying upon participants sharing the link. For the field survey, we approached members of the public. However, due to the location where the survey was conducted, students tended to be the most common group surveyed. Multiple regression analysis proved that only 4 factors had a relationship with the likelihood of voting. These were second order theory, electoral systems theory, being white and British, and issue voting or surge and decline theory. Second order theory, and the fact that the European elections have proportional representation, were the factors most likely to affect the number of people vote switching. AKA, if people felt the European elections were not important, or that they would vote differently in an electoral system with proportional representation, they were more likely to vote switch. Both of these factors were significant at the 5% and 1% level on SPSS. Many people wrote on the surveys that they voted tactically or strategically. This indicated that the electoral system would have made a difference to their choices, as this would not have been necessary under proportional representation. Of the 34 responses online giving reasons for vote switching, 17 cited electoral differences as a major reason, saying things such as, "My party didn't stand a chance in the generals." Cross-tabulations showed that 44% of those who voted Green vote switched, but only 20% of Conservatives did the same. Dual chamber theory, which argues voters aim for different outcomes in different elections, was the second most common in participant answers. Many participants showed a keen grasp of how both systems worked, explaining how they wanted different outcomes at the varying levels of power. This response was most notable amongst UKIP supporters or Eurosceptics, who didn't believe UKIP would make an efficient governmental body within Westminster, but wanted their policies and attitudes within the European Parliament. For those who didn't vote switch, the dominant reason for doing so was satisfaction with the party supply within both systems. The importance of the European elections also varied amongst voters. Generally, those who did not vote switch valued the importance of EU elections to be higher than those who vote switched. In conclusion, the answer to what explains vote switching between general elections and European elections is largely second order theory and electoral system differences. Second order theory, electoral system, issue voting and being white and British increases the likelihood of vote switching. Euroscepticism, assessing the performance of the incumbent government, and party affiliation were not relevant. This of course all relates to the EU in-out referendum. Economic security, trade and immigration are all reasons listed by participants as reasons for both leaving and remaining. However, this question can only be answered properly by you on June 23rd.